You're listening to the Pink Property Podcast, where each week we will discuss hot property topics, introduce you to members of our team as well as special guests, and let you know about all the things that are going on at David Lee. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Pink Property Podcast. I'm Leo O'Brien, joined by my colleague and business partner, David Kirby.
Morning.
This week we wanted to talk to you something a little bit glum actually. So there is a conveyancing crisis at the moment. It was announced about 10 days ago. So yes, big news in our world. Yep. The complete systems failure at a group called the Simplify Group. The Simplify Group have some of the biggest conveyancing firms in the country, some of which you may have heard of, may not. Premier Property Lawyers is one of them, JS Law, DC Law, and Advantage Property Lawyers. But they handle thousands of transactions across the UK, potentially anywhere up to 20% of all transactions in the UK they handle each year. They're so large that it's estimated that most property chains in the country will be affected by this system failure. So yeah, they're handling potentially 1 in 5 cases. Average chain's probably got 3 people in it, 3 to 4 people in it. It's likely to creep in that it's going to be there. So it's a real wide-ranging effect. What's happened? So the firm's systems were completely shut down nearly 2 weeks ago. At the moment, what appears to be a cyber attack. This left customers unable to access the online portal. It meant that the lawyers weren't able to access their systems, and some people were left unable to exchange and or sort of complete on their property sale or purchase. Dave, so far, what have the lawyers done about this?
So yeah, it appears that they've had to go back to sort of the old school way of doing things. So phoning all their clients, to find out, or explain what's going on, and to try and find out a solution of how to move forward.
Bit of reassurance and trying to let them know that
bit of reassurance that they're there, they're trying to help, but they are going to obviously be limited on what they can do without their systems in place, which they've relied on now for a period of time.
Yeah, so, what does this system do?
Everything, I think. So it's got all the workload on it, all the files are on it, all the inquiries, the search results, the ID for the clients, communication between solicitor and solicitor and client and solicitor. It's your login, your portal to know what your update is, and where you've uploaded documents as well. So pretty much the whole process is done through this portal.
In that computer system.
It is now down, and no one really knows, apart from good old-fashioned memory and anything that has been written down. No one really knows what's going on.
Yeah.
So,
and what are they able to move forward in any way without access to this system?
Not really. I think that's the problem. If everything's stored in there electronically, until they get access back to this system and they can use anything that's in paper format, no.
They're not going to be able to exchange on these files or
these are done. There's been stories of completions not taking place. Everything else in the chain has been able to, but this part of it hasn't. So people have been left homeless. Story of someone sleeping in their car, taking temporary accommodation, which obviously is a cost to the consumer as well. So it's a big old mess.
Because there was that story, wasn't there, where someone had actually completed on theirs.
Yep.
But the failure has affected them completing on the next one, and they're stuck.
They
can't move back in. It's no longer their house.
That's been paid for. That's not their home anymore. They're now sitting in limbo. There's obviously got to be issues with banking as well. So,
well, I heard on that there was someone that had deemed to have completed, and the mortgage was released to the solicitor, and their first mortgage payments come out now, and yet they're not in the house.
Not in the house.
So there is big sort of issues. I mean, there is obviously the main regulator for these guys. What's the regulator recommending?
So regulator is the Council for Licensed Conveyancers. They're the regulator looking after this. They've actually recommended to ditch anyone concerned with Simplify and move on to another lawyer, local firm, someone who's not part of this group. So at the moment, they can't see an exit. So stop where you were going, move on. Yeah. But unfortunately, start again.
And will the clients have to pay for that? Like, will they have to pay for the work that Simplify have done?
Seems that Simplify are going to cover that, part of their cock up. So they're saying, look, sorry, we can't, we can't fulfil our duties, so we can't charge you for it. But obviously for the customer, they are going to have to start again. There will be certain things I'm sure they've paid for. I don't know if searches can be bought bits, but it will be a problem, and you've got to go back to square one.
Because they can't transfer, we haven't got access to the systems, have they?
So there's no documents to transfer, there's no files. So again, if you filled out your property questionnaire and your fixture and fittings form, sent it to the solicitor and then binned it or shredded it at work,
do it all again.
You've got to fill those out again. So it is, back to square one. Some people will only be a week in, not such a problem, but if you're 3 months down the line and just about to exchange, which we've got a live one at the moment, it's on my desk. Yeah. I don't really know where we're going with it. It's got stuck.
So Simplify have confirmed in various articles that are in the news space that you can see that the client monies that they were holding haven't been affected. So that's obviously super important to people that have paid deposits to the solicitor. They were holding some of the equity from people's sale transactions. That they are confirming at the moment is safe. However, there isn't clarity around the security of the documents. So the passports, the driving licenses, bank statements, things that they might have held in terms of verification of ID, there's no actual confirmation yet as to whether they are still safe within the system. So there is some concern, rightly so, within the market, and the recommendation at the moment is to, if you are involved with the firms or any of the firms within the Simplify group, and they may have some of that information of yours, is just keep an eye on everything as you would keep an eye for suspicious activity on bank accounts and things like that. And if you notice anything that's not right, or you get any sort of communication that just doesn't add up, report it directly to the bank. I don't think contacting Simplify is going to really help you at the moment, because I think they are snowed under, the reports are that the communication from them is difficult because they're getting so swamped. But report it to your bank as you would in a normal sort of fraud case, and get them on the case. We don't currently recommend any of the firms in the Simplify group. However, as we said there, some of our clients have been affected. So we really do hope that they can get on top of this issue and get fully back up online soon. And we just thought it was important to share what information we had about that with you this week, as it is a real live issue in the market and something that's not quite yet resolved. No. But so that is it for us this week, short and sharp. Thank you as ever for joining us and watching this morning. Please remember to subscribe to the channel. We'd love to keep putting this stuff out, and we'll see you again next week. Thanks.
Thank you.
Watch the podcast every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Get notified by hitting that subscribe button right now.